for watching PoliSoul Podcast. One of the questions I often receive from my blog readers is, do you think I should buy an HDB flat or a condo unit? Mind you, the question comes after they disclose their age, their spouse and children's age, their household income, outstanding loan, and bank savings. If you have the same question in mind, you don't have to share with me your credit history or tell me your life story. To get the answer, you can simply ask yourself 4 simple questions. Firstly, what am I buying it for? HDB is subsidized public housing. You are paying for the right to use the flat for the remaining years in the 99-year lease. If you're happy with a typical home for Singaporeans, where 80% of us stay, go for HDB. But like I said in my last podcast, because you enjoy the subsidies, rebates, concessions, and vouchers, in return, you have to follow all the HDB guidelines and government regulations. We can't go back in time to the 70s, 80s, or 90s, so don't even think about selling it next time for handsome profit or for 50,000 cash over valuation. Those days are gone. HDB flats are for your own stay. Condos are private properties that can be used for your own stay or for your investment. Your say in the condos matters such as upgrade and onboard depends on the number of shares you have in the project. May I remind you this once again, when you are buying HDB or condo as your home, whether the value of your home goes up or down has nothing to do with you, because you need to stay in that place and can't sell it. Your total net worth is always calculated as your assets minus your liabilities minus your home. Secondly, can I afford to buy and hold it? When we talk about affordability, we're talking about 2 things here. The first thing is whether you can afford the down payment and monthly mortgage. This is very straightforward. You can use the affordability tools online to calculate your mortgage servicing ratio for HDB flats or total debt servicing ratio for private homes. But of course, I recommend using PoliSoul's 3-5 rule. Because it is your home, it makes sense to be more conservative. Your initial capital should be at least 30% of the property's asking price. Your monthly mortgage payment should not exceed 1/3 of your monthly salary. Lastly, the purchase price of your property should not exceed 5 times of your annual income. The second thing is whether you can afford to hold it during both good and bad times. Yes, we're talking about your holding power here. If one day interest rates go beyond 3.5% or even higher, will you feel stressed servicing your home housing loan? If tomorrow property prices drop 30% or more, are you able to pay the difference between your outstanding housing loan and your home's market value to the bank in cash? Unless you pay your home in full with no mortgage, it is a depreciating liability. You should always buy a reasonably affordable place at the lowest possible price that is well below your means. Question number 3, where do I want to buy? Which locations are you familiar with and feel comfortable living there? Many people need to stay near their parents, relatives, or good schools. Do you know that some areas are best reserved for HDB blocks rather than for condo projects? Do you notice that there are many mass market condos being surrounded by HDB blocks? Why are the owners paying a premium to stay in a condo when the location is the same as HDB blocks nearby? Why are the owners buying a condo when all they can see at their doorstep, outside their balcony, and out of their bedroom windows are HDB flats? Isn't it strange to squeeze 1 or 2 private blocks out of a big forest of HDB flats? These days, the designs of BTO flats are so nice that sometimes it is really difficult to tell which blocks are HDB and which blocks are condo. The last question is, am I an HDB or condo person? I know upgrading to a condo is a Singapore dream, and it sounds better to tell people that you stay in a condo. But if you have reached the age to buy your own home, you should be mature enough to live for yourself instead of living for others. In the Key Household Income Trends 2017 published by the government, the average monthly household income of residents in condominiums and other apartments is $20,491. But there is no law in Singapore that says you must upgrade to a condo when your household income reaches $20,000 a month. If you like to stay in your HDB flat, you are free to continue living there even if you are a multimillionaire. Are you looking for accessibility or exclusivity? HDB blocks are often more accessible to public transportation, wet market, hawker centers, and neighborhood schools. But if you are like me who prefer to stay away from the crowd, condos might be more suitable for you. Also, the meaning of condominium means you are sharing the ownership of the living space and common areas with the other owners. Because of this, you have to follow the rules laid down by the MCST. You may be used to leave all your footwear, shoe racks, and pants along the corridor, but corridors are considered common area in a condo. Be prepared to receive a neighbor complaint letter from your management office. You may be used to dry your clothes on bamboo poles sticking outside your HDB flat. But even if your developer fails to build a laundry area in your unit, you're not allowed to dry your wet laundry in your balcony because it affects the aesthetics of the condominium. I hope your answers to 4 questions can help you make a decision whether to buy HDB or condo. Well, good luck with your house hunting. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care and talk to you soon in my next podcast. Bye.